Why Deadpool's marketing is pure genius. Okay, I got to tell you something. I follow a lot of marketing content, news websites, people on Twitter, social media, YouTube videos, and the constant glazing of Ryan Reynolds in marketing adjacent forums is crazy. It's non-stop. He's just a likable guy they can't fan it. Yeah, he's a likable guy. Don't get me wrong. I got no problem with Ryan Reynolds, but they talk about him like he has changed marketing forever. And it's just, he's a likable celebrity that promotes things, without being totally stilted. Again, most of the things he promotes, you only remember the fact that he was in it and it was funny. You don't even remember the product. It's like they're ads for himself. He is the product. I know, but he's getting companies to pay him to promote himself. The takeaway from all of it is that I like Ryan Reynolds. The takeaway is never like, oh, I want to buy the Samsung TV that he promoted or what. So he is good. Yeah, he's good for it. But what I'm saying is people think of it like he's really, really helping these companies that are paying him. And I think that he's not. I think the only ones he's helping are the ones he personally owns. I remember Mint, he owns that one. He owns Mint. Didn't he sell it? Yeah, he ran it up with the ads. Then he sold it at the peak. It was a brilliant play. So he's a marketing genius for himself. I guess what I'm saying is he has obviously tapped into something that is very powerful to make himself personally wealthy. But I don't think that he's found anything unique any more than any other celebrity to sell something that's not authentic. So when he owns a company, he can promote it authentically. But like, for example, Samsung paid him a lot of money and I don't think it helped at all. I think he did a bunch of ads that made him look funny. I don't think anyone recalls the Samsung or any of the other companies that hired him outside of, you know what I'm saying? I guess, isn't it better than every celebrity who people don't care about? No, I think it's the same. What I'm saying, it's the same. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's any different. Whether Samsung hires Ryan Reynolds or they hire Jack Black or they hire any likable celebrity, it's no different. He has no unique advantage in that space. It's only whenever he's promoting something himself. Thoughts on the Bungie layoff? Bad. What do you want me to say? I think it's great when people who put their passion and time into a game that's successful get laid off. That's what I love. I love people who put their time, effort, and livelihood at the stakes to help someone else make money get laid off without notice by finding out on social media. I think that's so cool. And then their CEO goes on a luxury car shopping spree. That's also sick. I love that. Yeah, the Bungie CEO did layoffs and then a $2.4 million classic car shopping spree. This is 100% real. It's wild. It's a wild thing to do. It's a reward for saving money. Yeah, I guess he really earned it. He did the hard thing. Our motto on the engineer team is anything for the shareholders. They're what matters most after all. That's so beautiful. That's really powerful. What was an example of layoffs that were good to do? I mean, look, whenever you have mass layoffs, sometimes it's necessary. You just have to. But the reason it's always distasteful is because it's a sign of gross mismanagement in general. It means management severely made a mistake with massive overhiring, or they've set the company in the wrong direction in the wrong way, so that it's like, oh shit, we fucked up, and then now people at the bottom have to bear the brunt, right? So it always sucks. It always sucks. But there are companies that have done layoffs with like long severance. I think Google had like incredibly generous layoffs. I think Riot did a downsizing with like really generous layoffs. But like regardless, it's like layoffs is basically a sign that said, hey, we told you to come to take this job, and then now it's something that's not your fault, we're going to fire you. It's always a slap in the face. It's always a slap in the face to be like, hey, you hired me, you promised me a certain thing, and now because of something that's an executive's fault, you have to get fired. You lose your livelihood. It's never easy to make that good, but what about when the bully is being really mean that day, but then the handsome popular kid stands up for me and says, hey man, lay off him, and lets me borrow his Letterman jacket because it's raining. Those are good layoffs. You know what? You've proved me wrong. Those are actually great layoffs. I didn't factor that in. Isn't layoffs on the companies cooked? Has there ever been a company that had layoff employees that didn't implode down the line? No, there's millions. There's tons. No, many companies have done. I mean, Meta had insane layoffs because they with their incredibly stupid VR investment, and they said, okay, we've gone too far. Mass layoffs, pivot to AI, and now they're back. I mean, their stock went way up. If you own shares and get fired, is the company acting against shareholder interests? No. Unfortunately, no. They're not. Unless you own all of the shares or you own a majority of the shares, in which case you could veto this. Well, the truth about the GOAT debate in tennis. Isn't the truth about tennis that everyone likes Federer, so they want him to be the GOAT, but then Djokovic is better and probably should be the GOAT, but nobody wants to give him the GOAT? Because I love Federer. I'll call him the GOAT, but my understanding is that's the case. It's like Mango and Armada. No, because Armada's not the GOAT, bro. Either way. I'm falling into it. No, Armada's not the GOAT either way. Does it? Whether Mango is both Federer and Djokovic in this situation. Like, not to get too into it, but like Federer was the GOAT and then Djokovic came after him and exceeded his records and beat him. That's not what happened with Armada. Armada retired early. Mango kept going and then did even more. Mango was great before Armada, lasted all through Armada's career, including beating him in many great finals, and then kept going after. That's GOAT status. Armada would get dusted in today's meta. Absolutely. Absolutely he would. What about HBox? Yeah, HBox is really good. He's probably top 3. Yeah, he's behind Armada and Mango. What do you want me to say? Mango gets dusted in today's meta. Mango just won, tipped off. Like the biggest, most stacked tournament in 5 years. He just won. What are you talking about? Every top player was there. That's so bait. He's watching it. Every time he wins a tournament, people call him washed the next day. I actually feel for Mango as like, I don't know, controversial as he can be or off-putting some kind of people. It's crazy that he's proved it so many times. He started playing in 2009, bro. He won his first tournament in 2009 and he won in 2024 and you're still like he has to prove it. He won a tournament before Skyrim came out. And now we're watching Skyrim retrospective videos 20 years later and he's still winning. That's crazy. You have to give credit. That's if you don't give credit to that, it's unreal. Mango or Faker? Nah, Faker's my GOAT because League of Legends is harder to get 4 championships in than Melee doesn't have as many players. Mango's the GOAT of Melee and I love Melee. And that's a fact. But what Faker did is so hard because there's so much money. Do you understand? Like in Melee, you could become the greatest player of all time and then you go to a tournament, beat all the top players in the world and they give you $800. Like, you could have worked all those hours at a minimum wage job and made more money. There's literally no money in Melee. It's just not, you could only make the money from being a personality, which Mango has done with a stream. But Faker, he faced competitors who had a real financial incentive. The money in League of Legends is huge. And being a top team and taking down Faker literally makes your career. Like everyone was hungry to do it. And to do it as many times as he did, it's crazy. Just puts LeBron into perspective. I mean, yeah, I finally kind of get it. Watching this Olympics and just being more into basketball and just knowing how hard it is. And it really is crazy what LeBron is 39, bro. It's just hitting me. It's really hitting me now that he's my GOAT. I think Michael Jordan's also incredible. It's impossible to truly compare, but he's so good for how old he is. MJ is Armada and LeBron is Mango. That's a closer comparison. You know, a shorter but burst career of pure gold versus the longevity. There's something to that. But I don't think it's not really the same because it's like if LeBron started before Michael Jordan, played through all of Michael's career and did well and beat Michael in many finals and then kept going and then had his own full career afterwards. The Mango gap is too big on Armada. My GOAT player plays hungover and goes gambling benders before big games. Like I said, I consider LeBron the GOAT until I watch another Michael Jordan documentary and then I'll switch. I will absolutely switch because when you watch the documentary, when you watch The Last Dance, you come out of it thinking, damn, Michael Jordan rules. That's crazy. All right. I'm easily swayed by footage cut in the right way, but I just impressed. I just think it's impressive. It's just someone was saying, I think Gordon Hayward retired, had a good NBA career, retired at 34 as a broken old injury prone old man. 5 more years and he'd be LeBron's age. And LeBron is currently a top 5 player. Top 10 maybe, but like a top player and like on the Olympic team, the GOAT of the Olympic team